Imagine a person suddenly finds themselves in the open vacuum of space. There is no spacesuit, no protection, just the vast, cold emptiness, as if the entire universe has held its breath. At first, it seems that it would be instant darkness, freezing cold, and the person would freeze in mere seconds. But that's not entirely true. The first thing they would feel is the complete absence of air. They would immediately realize they can't breathe. Their lungs would lose oxygen in the blink of an eye, and they would feel as though they're suffocating in the silence of space. Everything that usually happens on Earth, the inhale and exhale, vanishes, as if life itself has slipped away. But here's the most surprising part. Their body wouldn't freeze instantly, as most people might imagine. In this boundless vacuum, there's no air, no one to take their heat away. This is one of the most incredible aspects of space. The body starts losing heat slowly, like a stone cooling down after being heated by a fire. This process slows down because space doesn't transfer heat the way our atmosphere does. Everything comes to a standstill. But here's where something even more terrifying begins. The vacuum of space not only robs the person of oxygen, it literally pulls everything out of their body that can be pulled. The pressure around them vanishes, and their body, accustomed to normal atmospheric pressure, now faces this merciless void. All the fluids in the body start to evaporate. Blood and water literally boil away, like water in a kettle, but without the fire. This doesn't mean the person will burn or steam in space. Rather, their liquids begin to vanish, leaving emptiness behind. Everything becomes buoyant, as if the tissues are dissolving into an invisible, eerie weightlessness. If someone were observing from a distance, they'd see everything around them evaporating, like bubbles rising in the abyss. And while the body loses moisture and begins to cool down, there's absolute silence. Space doesn't transmit sound, and no matter how loudly the person might scream, it would be unheard. Everything we normally perceive as the familiar sounds of life becomes simply impossible. Even if they tried to scream, no one would hear them. But the most terrifying part isn't this. The absence of pressure, oxygen, and the normal functioning of organs will eventually lead to the person losing consciousness. The body simply can't sustain life, and within mere seconds, the person will lose consciousness, slipping into the cold, soundless darkness. The cooling process will happen much more slowly than in movies. It won't be an instant freezing, like plunging into ice water. No, it will be much slower, a drawn-out, inevitable process, like the quiet but unyielding march of time. Yet despite this, survival is impossible. No matter how paradoxical it seems, it is the lack of air, pressure, and oxygen that will ultimately lead to death. In this cosmic vacuum, among the endless stars, the body will dissolve into the void, but its traces, like the last echo of life, will remain for a few moments until they disappear forever, swallowed by the cosmic emptiness. This is a story that could become reality for anyone who found themselves in this ruthless and majestic expanse, where even the cosmos itself seems frozen and indifferent in its eternal silence and unspoken threat.